You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. Wepa, what up, everybody? It's your boy, Al Mega, Comic Crusaders podcast. I'm the CEO of Comic Crusaders Undercover Capes. Welcome, welcome. And today, right now, it's a catch-up episode. We need to find out what's happened since last we spoke. You know, a couple of months ago, we had the awesome creator Adam on, and Mike, I believe, also was on. We were just talking about the greatness of social studies, this awesome independent book, and he has new stuff going on. So we need to find out what's going on. Unfortunately, Mike could not be with us today. Yo, man, you know, he's got to serve his job, man. You know, it is what it is. But we got the big homie himself, Adam G. What's popping, bro?
Hey, how you doing? So happy to be back.
Yeah. Oh, look at you with the social studies swag too. I didn't notice that before. Look at you. Look at you. Awesome looking t-shirt. Awesome looking t-shirt. So what's up, Adam? How you been since last we spoke?
Oh, been busy, but been good. How about you?
Man, I've done a multitude of podcasts just on this day alone, sharing the greatness of independent creators and the brand with everyone we know, all our fellow Crusaders. But more important, I need to find out what's popping, brother. I know last time we spoke with social studies. How did that campaign go? How did everything go at that time?
Slow and steady. At the time, we were just putting out an issue a month, and we did our whole first chapter, so 7 issues. We did one January through July. And now what we're doing is we have that all coming together in a soft cover trade paperback, and we're doing an Indiegogo, really just for printing and shipping costs, just to try to get the book in the hands of more readers before chapter 2 kicks off.
Oh, so that bad boy is ready to go, and it's going to be on Indiegogo? Is that something that's live now, or what?
Yep,
what's popping?
Indiegogo's happening now.
Happening right now. Nice. Check that out. Folks,
yeah.
You know, let's give you a little idea of what social studies is before we get even further into it. I mean, I think it's a dope project. Let's see if you guys agree.
Hey, everyone. I'm Adam.
And I'm Mike, and we're the co-creators of Social Studies,
a comedy about the frenzy of high school.
The stories are based on our lives.
Loosely.
We did mix in some wish fulfillment and a bit of what we would have told our past selves.
We wanted the look and feel of the comic to be reminiscent of the 90s cartoons that we grew up on.
And we're running a crowdfunding campaign through September and October.
We gathered our first 7 issues into a high-quality paperback.
So check us out at socialstudiescomic.com/crowdfund.
Make sure you tell your friends, plaster this all over social media, and most importantly, enjoy the comic.
Hey, and I'm sure they are going to enjoy that comic. I mean, wow. So you got all these issues together from the beginning to July. Now, what type of format is it? Hardcover, softcover? What are we going for? Is it a regular old issue, floppy? What's popping?
It's going to be a softcover, just cost-wise and shipping-wise. The goal was to keep the price as low as possible just to get more readers. We didn't want to be asking too much of people.
So what's that price point that we're talking about?
$25 for all 7 issues altogether. It's 186 or so pages.
Ooh, nice. That's more than most graphic novels give you nowadays for that price. Hell yeah.
It's big. It's a big book.
That's a sweet deal. So, so why Indiegogo?
We heard from other indie comic creators that that's kind of the platform to go for what we're doing. And we also liked it where Kickstarter's all or nothing. You set your price point. If you fall $1 short, no one gets a book. No one gets to read it. We don't get any money for printing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So wait, you shitting me? So even if you're $1 short,
yep,
project is dead.
Far as I know, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. So what makes Indiegogo so different from Kick then?
Indiegogo, not only were we told by other creators who had good success on there that that's where people go looking for indie comics, but whatever we get, even if we don't hit our funding goal, those people are still going to get their books and everything.
Oh, nice. But do you have to kind of now think in your mind, okay, do you still you gotta pay for the printing on a lot of what this is for.
Yeah.
So how do you handle a situation where maybe you don't get that full funding that you expected for the shipping, or do you have to kind of up it a little bit on Indiegogo to hopefully hit the minimum shipping?
Mike and I talked about that. Mike's my comic partner for people who are just seeing us on here for the first time. He couldn't make it. He had a work thing at the last second. We talked about it ahead of time, and we said, you know what? Let's bet on ourselves. Let's put it out there. We just want people to get the books. So if we fall a little bit short, we're just going to absorb it and move on.
Well, but listen, I think that people will be pitching in 150% on this because it's again, we comic books in all its forms. We get our superhero, we get our slice of life, but we also need our humor. We need to laugh. I mean, comic book, right?
Yeah,
Comedy.
exactly.
So what was that journey like then? With those 7 issues and getting into now, like finally being able to now produce a whole GN of social studies.
It was really cool putting it together when we saw that we have almost a 200-page story and it's kind of just kicking off. It felt like we've came so far, even though we're planning on taking our characters all the way through high school, so we have a long way to go in the best of ways. It was just really cool seeing it all come together and looking at our issue 1 compared to our issue 7. It's like we want to go back and redo issue 1 now because we learned so much about how to do it in the meantime.
Gotcha. So when we are experiencing the journey of social studies, you said we're gonna go through the whole journey of high school with them. So what does each issue in time refer to? Is it a week? Is it a day? Is it a month? In going to school? I want to figure out your timeline.
Yeah, what we're doing is we're cutting the chapters up into seasons, and not like seasons of a TV show, but literally the seasons, where the first issue, first panel is this guy's first day of high school. So that's September, starts in the fall. Chapter 1 is fall. Chapter 2, winter. Chapter 3, spring. Chapter 4, summer. Then they're in their next year of high school.
Oh, nice. So we could expect 4 years, what's that for? 16 books out of this bad boy?
Yeah, 16 chapters that are going to be 6 to 7 issues each.
Are we going to ever hit the college years with these guys?
We're hoping to. Our plan is not to stop at high school, but that's kind of our minimum goal.
Ooh, that would be really cool. So do you have any ideas? Let's say, okay, so we get past high school. Social studies is the bomb, which it will be. And now they're in college, right? You do the college thing. Have you thought even beyond that?
Well, because the comic is semi-autobiographical, we use our real lives as a jumping off point, and then we, add in even more crazy scenarios.
Embellishments, as you said.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it on quote because some of those embellishments may be true, but because of the law.
Exactly. We're going to leave it up to you to decide what's true and what's not. We have a lot of places to go because, we're in our mid-30s now, so we've been ahead of our characters, so we'll always be a step ahead of them.
Well, that sounds fun. I want to see this. I want to see it happen, bro. So in your previous journey, what was the biggest lesson you learned?
Well, the biggest thing that we're still struggling with is we are terrible at marketing. So thank you for having us on because this is everything.
Really, you got to pick up on the marketing. You just can't be shy. You got to use the social medias. You got to use, social media schedulers. If you hate social media, get a scheduler. You can sit in front of your computer for 30 minutes and schedule out a month out of content. Schedule by date and time, and guess what? You're done. You don't got to stress about it.
That's exactly what I do. Normally, I'm doing every other day on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I use Buffer to schedule out ahead, like you said. Now that we're in the Kickstarter, I'm trying to have something every day, even if it's just, hey, here's a panel. Looks great. Hey, here's a new thing we're doing in the new chapter. Whatever it is, just some engagement, not beating over the head people over the head for money every day. And I'm hoping that the more hustling marketing that I'm doing now for the Indiegogo, I can continue on just regularly.
I don't see a problem with that. You're a hustler by nature, brother. You hustled to get onto CCP only playing. Man, I just saw the book and I had to have you guys on. I mean, why not? And every other show would probably be very happy to have you on because, again, you have an awesome product. And once they even look at this, they're going to want to have you on because, there are pieces in that book that I've gone through. I mean, yes, I graduated high school, folks, at least. So there are things in there that I went through that I really laugh about. I'm like, okay, that's some true shit. And I'm like, I wonder how these guys dealt with it, which is funny.
Yeah, thanks.
No, listen, you guys have a future here because again, even I told you last time, I see this as an animated program.
We do too, ideally.
And if you kind of taken any steps towards that, finding out more, because I know we had that conversation last time where I threw that and you're like, yeah, those are steps. Have you taken any steps to kind of figure out if that's even, how feasible that is for you?
We have a couple little things in the work. One thing is I'm also on So Wizard podcast. I do their YouTube channel. And I do a lot of interviews with creators. So that's a lot of fun. And every now and then someone in the animation world comes on. And I don't ask about my stuff during the interview. It's completely, that's their time. But one guy who animates for Big Mouth and Duncanville right now, which are two pretty huge shows, I talked to him after the fact because he was saying how I had such specific questions and stuff. And I said, oh, well, we have this, little project in the works, and ideally we'd like to get the animation. So he was giving us some good info and good tips. And his main tip for us was keep pushing the comic, get the comic as big as you can get, and then animation will find you. Because him as an animator said, you're not going to make a show with two people. It's not going to happen. It's so much work. And the other thing that we are kind of trying to work on is I've been learning Adobe Character Animator, which is a limited 2D animation program where you essentially make like a puppet of your character, and then you move around and you motion capture, and it fills in the mouth movements, and the character's head turning will follow you and things like that.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
we'd
So
like to do
I want to know
2 to 3
this.
skits. Yeah.
So the two pictures, of you and Mike that I have on the main, is that the animation you use for yourself?
We haven't done it yet because I'm learning the program, but I need Mike to do the art because I can't draw a fraction as good as he can. So that's going to be something we work on between chapters.
Is it difficult, the software?
Surprisingly, it's not that hard. I mean, you can really take it far. Like, you can get really proficient at it. It's kind of like Photoshop. You can learn Photoshop well enough to do something in half an hour, but if you really want to learn Photoshop, like, it's a lifetime.
Understood.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you're taking those steps, because I really do foresee that for this. I mean, I could see there's a nice on Hulu or Amazon or something like that. Netflix is getting too corny. Step away. Go to the other joint. They're doing some wild stuff. Be on the same channel as Invincible. Now we're talking.
No, that'd be amazing.
Wouldn't it? I see
yeah.
it. So let me see what else we got here. So Mike is not here, so I wanted to ask some stuff about the artwork. But at least from you, because you're in the project anyway. What are you working on next? I mean, we have the 7, right? That you said that are this graphic novel that the Indiegogo focuses on. Do we have anything beyond that right now that's kind of ready, that in the works?
Oh, yeah. Chapter 2 is going to be 6 issues, and the 6th one is going to be like a bonus size because it's kind of our Christmas special. 4 are completely done. I'm on the last 3 pages coloring number 5, then I have to letter it. Mike is about halfway done drawing number 6, and 7 is its first draft is written.
Okay.
Sorry, I had one off there. The last one is halfway done being written. The second to last one, Mike's drawing, and the third to last one is almost done being colored.
Look at that. People are just ahead of the game.
Yep.
And so are you guys only focusing on the social studies? Is there anything else, spin-offs, or anything you guys may be thinking of as well to further expand, the social studies universe?
We had a couple other ideas that we'd like to get to. The same kind of art style, but much different feel on the comic, more action-heavy, things like that. But it's so time-intensive to do one that we're like, let's focus everything we can and make one as amazing as it can be instead of kind of just touching on both.
So being a 2-man creative team, what's that time look like? In terms, is it days, is it weeks for a 2-man team to work on one book? From beginning to end, what does that look like?
That's the tough part. Both of us have full-time jobs. Mine's a little bit more regular hours schedule, not many surprises. But Mike is on the Seattle SWAT team, so
shit.
His job's really intense, and he does a lot of extra training and stuff like that. So we'll go through a time where we'll get a whole book done in 5 or 6 weeks, but then there's another time where it could be 2 weeks and we have like 3 pages drawn because it's just can't.
Because he's swatting out there doing his thing.
Exactly.
At the OTV show, putting them boots on. Thank you for your service, brother. Sad that we can't have you here today, but the Comic Crusaders podcast is open to you guys all the time. So we'll have Mike back on when he's ready to talk, and share some awesome art and see how far along that is. Now, I mentioned that swag you got there. Can we get swag like that?
Yep. On our website, there's a link to, we're going through Redbubble right now. They do all the printing and stuff. It's pretty good quality stuff, and they have a lot of different choices. So we felt it was a good fit.
I don't want to poop on Redbubble. Good stuff, but their cut is horrendous.
We make basically nothing.
Check out Teespring. You make
okay.
Teespring, Teespring, really good, great quality. and they take care of you.
Okay, we'll have to look into that.
Yeah, you know, I don't want them Redbubble to keep 80% of that awesome design
Yeah, or more.
or more. Yeah, with Teespring you could get a 50.
Oh wow, okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's worth it.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Thank you.
No, absolutely. Listen, Comics His Pocket. We're here to help the world of indie any way we can, right? I mean, I gotta introduce you to the multiverse too. We gotta get you on the multiverse. Gotta get the social studies folks on blockchain. That's what we need to do.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and I think you would be very interested. I think I'm gonna send you over to my man Dion, so you and Mike could talk about learning more about the blockchain and how the social studies book could actually in universe could use that to their advantage, if you will.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I want to see a whole bunch of stuff, Adam. I mean, where's the hat? Where's
I
the
don't have a hat
figures?
yet. We're working on that.
What about figures?
We definitely want that.
Oh man, that's great. I want to see everything, Adam, because again, you guys last time came with energy and look, since the last time to now, I'm proud of you guys. I mean, you have almost 200 pages of story ready to go and put in people's hands like right now.
Yeah, it's been a crazy journey.
And so what are we looking for in terms of funding on Indiegogo financially?
Our limit's only 1,200 and really just covers.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, it's the minimum printing and shipping. And the shipping's only a little bit more because we have to ship. It's going to ship to Mike first because we're doing autographs for some of them. Hey. And then he's in Seattle. So he'll sign whatever he needs to sign and then ship all of it to me in New York. And I'll sign what I need to sign. Then we ship it out to the people.
Folks, do you hear this? This is a coast-to-coast venture. Jesus Christ, on opposite sides of the states. And look, that gets costly though.
Shit. It does, yeah.
But you see, team, this is what these amazing creators are willing to go broke to make sure you see their amazing story and support it because it is fun. It's amazing. Something that you will find yourself, those moments where you're going to chuckle. Which is really great because these guys have an amazing sense of humor. I mean, bro. So the Indiegogo is going for how long?
We have 32 days left. So still a good amount of time. We just started it not too long ago. Okay.
All right. So that's different to me because I know with Kickstarter, you possibly only get up to a month. So how far can you push on Indiegogo?
You could do up to 60 days. We did 45. We were going to do 30, but the day we were going to launch, I realized we were already a month behind because I didn't have interviews set up and we were kind of talking about it, but we didn't have a link or anything to bring people to. It was a huge learning curve.
Man, I can't imagine all that because, again, being indie creators and rookies at that and this journey navigating. I mean, where do you go for advice? Or is it really just you taking the bumps, that bumpy road and learning while taking hits?
A lot of it was trial by fire, but I got pretty lucky through So Wizard Podcast. I got to interview Keith Gleason a few times. He does a comic called The Mighty Mascots, and he's been doing it for a while, and he's had some really good success in Indiegogo, and he's like the nicest guy in the world, so he was more than happy to sit down with me and try this, don't bother with that, gave me some good tips on perks and things like that. We actually just implemented 3 new perks today that were all his suggestion after he saw our campaign.
Oh, let's talk about that because people love their perks, kiddo. They love them perks. So what do you have lined up for people to back the project?
We were keeping it pretty basic just to try to get the story out there, but maybe too basic. So our main thing is the paperback itself, the 7 issues, 186 pages, soft cover, all full color printing, high gloss paper, good quality stuff. $25. That's it for the book. So not bad. Then you can also get a bundle of our first 3, print or digital, a bundle of our second 4, because we figured the first 3, maybe someone doesn't want to throw down $25. They don't know us. For $5, you can get the first 3 on digital.
Wow.
15, you can get them printed. And then there was some early adopters who bought an issue or 2, and then we're kind of waiting for them to pile up to buy more. So we have a bundle out for the second half, the 4, 5, 6, and 7. So if they bought 1 and 2 already, they don't have to buy the whole book to get them again. Different flexibilities like that. And with that,
is cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Everyone who backs it, no matter how much, is getting a thank you by name in the back of the book and on the website. Everyone who backs it, we have a picture. It's kind of one of our characters taking a selfie and has all of our main crew in there with their names tagged. Everyone's going to get a print of that. And then if we hit our funding goals, we're going to add in die-cut stickers, bookmarks, maybe like a pencil case. We're trying to stick with the school theme. So we have some cool stuff like that planned. And today we added in, we're calling it our It's Photo Day bundle. So you go to school, you got picture day. So you send us a picture. Mike's going to draw it in his style, the social studies style. I'm going to color it. We're going to put you in the school. You're going to get a 4x6 print, 4x6 magnet, 4 2x3 size wallet pictures, digital picture, and a student ID.
Oh, I love that. That does bring me back to the school, man. And I would never share my junior high school one was horrible. It's just, hey, man, we had crazy hair, 90s hair. You know what it is. My high school one, though, I surprised my whole graduating class.
Yeah.
Because they never saw me smile until they saw the yearbook picture. Because I was like, I'm out of here, bitches.
Yeah.
I was so happy that I was smiling. And they're like, oh, my God, he's smiling. I was a kid with the bald head, cut eyebrows, gold fronts. I was the person that you would walk, across the street and hold your bag. Listen, I worked in Forest Hill, Queens. That was my life in the 90s. Old ladies would literally cross a bus is coming. Them ladies would move, son. Like, oh, damn. I ain't gonna hurt you, lady. Crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really love that though. You were saying that we could actually get the individual issues and not have to get the thing, because I'm an individual issue man.
Yeah, that's the other side of it. Some people want the individual issues; they don't want a big paperback.
Not that I like trade paper; they're cool, but I just the issue man. Like I always loved it. It's just the nature of how we grew up collecting.
It's a comic book.
Yeah. It's the nature of how we grew up. I mean, this generation grows up on graphic novels. So for them, that's the norm. And floppies are like, why would you wait 4 months to read it all together?
Yeah.
Because we're stupid people. No, because we love it. We're big fans, Damn, I forgot the question I was going to ask you just now. How nice.
That's all right. You've been going all day. I don't blame you.
Hey, listen, it's been a long day, but it's been a fun day. I've been speaking to a lot of amazing people just like yourself. Okay, so we get the individual issues. We got the graphic novel, almost 200 pages, right? You're doing an Indiegogo, not Kickstarter. Okay, we got awesome perks. You're only asking for $1,200. Yep. And can they get the link from the socialstudiescomic.com website?
Yep, there's a banner on the bottom of every page, so you can check it out there.
Look at that. Great. We're going to get a soundtrack ever for social studies.
Would be a good idea.
I love that. I mean, and now I need to know, because if this is based on you guys' life loosely,
yep.
What would the soundtrack sound like?
It would be primarily ska music.
Oh my gosh.
That was it for us in high school. The biggest ones, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, Less Than Jake. I'm pretty sure Less Than Jake is still Mike's favorite band. Yeah, a lot of ska music.
There you go. Do a Spotify playlist for social studies. That's what you should do.
That is an awesome idea.
Yeah, you should write it down. It's okay.
I'm gonna write it down right now.
I could see that. Experience the life of the crew of social studies, son, on all scales. Music. I want you to see some movie banners in there too. Funny movie banners, of course. We can't use them all. Like Nightmare on Social Street or something. I could foresee this. I love it. Now, any other projects that are outside of social studies that you are like stuck in your brain that you want to do? Is there anything out there like that?
There's different stuff I want to write, just ideas to get out of my head and to kind of, flex the muscle creatively in a different way. It's just a matter of time. I try to devote all of my energies to social studies. Like I was saying before, let's make one thing as the best it can be. And, just take on a lot of stuff outside of the comic world. So it gets tough.
And let me ask, because I know you've been shouting out our big homies over at So Is It Podcast.
Yeah.
Mark, Joey, everybody out there. Love them dudes. So when does your show come on their network? Or what's up next with So Is It and your portion of it?
I run the YouTube channel. So I have I probably do 3 or 4 videos a week, mostly interviews with directors or actors, the movies they have coming out. I'll review some of the movies. Try to get into unboxings every now and then when I can. Stuff I put in my home office here. So it's kind of like an eclectic mix, a little bit of everything.
So how did you hook up with So Is It? Because I know I met them because of going to Comic Cons in the Northeast when I lived up there. There was just walking by. Hey, what do you guys do? Stop by, and we just connected. You know, we come from the same universe, if you will, a fandom. So how did you guys connect?
I've actually known Joey for a really long time. When I was 15, maybe 16, I was big into punk and ska music, and I started to put on local concerts in like VFW halls and things like that.
Oh, check that out.
Joey was in a ska band for like 10 years, Army of Darkness. And his band was really well known in the area to the point where when they agreed to play one of my shows, I would have people asking me if they could play because they wanted to be in the same show as them.
Wow.
And,
Joey, check that out.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Yeah, check that out. Awesome.
So I stayed in touch with him just through, the internet and stuff. And when they started So Is Her podcast, I do web design as a day job. He asked if I could do him a website. I said, sure. And then that became like, hey, if you want to write an article once a week or something for the site, do it. Hey, you want to guest on the podcast every now and then? And then I went to a couple cons to hang out with him. And we just, instead of just staying in touch, we became friends and kind of part of the crew.
Yeah, they're awesome people. That's how I met Joey. That's how I met Mark. And Mark is working with my homegirl Freya for Undercover Capes on the K-pop Cosmos, because Mark is all about K-pop.
Yeah, he loves that.
Yeah. And he was so happy. Oh, I'll love it. Hell yeah. So I'm glad he jumped on. So he works with us as well. And Joey makes me laugh. We were making commentary about the OnlyFans. And, I told him we need to see a Joey on a bear rug photo. And now that he was a ska artist, I got to see him with the instruments laid out about him,
Yeah,
doing one of these poses. I would love to see that. So, yeah, that was the question I wanted to ask you earlier. Now, you got 7 issues out, right? You're doing the Indiegogo. Things are happening. Are you guys doing conventions at all?
We wanted to. Now that conventions are back, our idea was I would go to a few here in New England, like small ones, like one-day shows focused on comics. Because, Joey and the So Wizard guys know a lot of people. They were kind of, hey, check this one out. This one might be a little too big. This one might be a little too expensive. Or, oh, this is like an autograph mill. So, trying to gear me in the right direction. And a couple of them I wanted to do didn't happen this year, whether it was a COVID thing or, something came up. So unfortunately, no conventions yet, but that's high on our list of priorities. And after we get a few small ones where we kind of get our feet wet and learn what to do, because I'm sure the first one's going to be a disaster, just, never having done it before. I'd like to get out to Seattle. Mike and I, our goal is to do Emerald City together.
Oh, hell yeah.
That one's
definitely
huge, so
definitely do a repop. Definitely do a repop event. Absolutely. That'll be nothing but a winner. Over there, Rhode Island Comic Con is nice. And the only thing I would suggest for you, if it's one of your first, get a banner, a stand-up banner, and if it's 2 of you, one of you needs to be behind the table and the other in front of the table, holding a comic book in your hand. Hey guys, have you heard of social studies? Come over here. Let me tell you about this. Let me tell you
that's
that.
That's the tough part.
If I wish I lived up there, I would do that for you. I beat a Captain America with a megaphone at MegaCon, because he wasn't out Mega. Too much Mega in there, right? There was too much Mega in there. Yeah, Captain America was about to throw a shield at me. I kid you not. He was looking at me really mean, they said. Because he's talking, and I'm like, yo, come to our table. They told me they would hear me in the hallway. I'm like, stop lying. I know Puerto Ricans from New York are loud, but damn. I love it. So, folks, this is what it is right here. You see that they got a lot of stuff going on. It's on Indiegogo. It's an amazing, almost 200-page graphic novel. And if you're into the floppies, you can get the floppies. You know where? You go to socialstudiescomic.com. Right there on the screen. Do you want to know what's popping? What's going on? See how beautiful the art looks and get teased? Follow him on social media. You got him on Facebook at Social Studies Comic, Instagram at Social Studies Comic, and Twitter at Social Studies CB. All right? So the love, folks, because, again, without independent creators like this, man, we're just going to get bored on the big 2. I don't want to get bored. We need to be entertained. I'm pretty sure you would love to be in the big 2 one day and do something, but I'd rather you just stay as indie and kill it and create the social verse.
Indie's the way to go. Indie's the way of the future.
No, but thank you, Adam, for taking time out of your day today to chit-chat a little bit about Social Studies Comic, the project. Mike, thank you for your service. I hope you're safe out there, and we'll catch you next time to talk about, your input into the book, the art and all, and everything else we got going. So, folks, you see that. I'm going to just leave it there while we close the show. You got to support independent creators like this. I mean, again, you get awesome swag, and those links are on the website too, right?
Yep.
There
All
you
links
go.
on the website.
Yep, and soon he's gonna have a Spotify playlist that you could sit down. Yep, you sit down and turn on that Spotify and start reading social. You're gonna go on a journey. You're gonna learn all about the shenanigans these two used to get into. Okay, allegedly. We don't know. We don't know what's true, and we don't want to know. We don't want to get him in trouble. All right. So with that, Adam, you've been an absolute pleasure. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day today to share again the greatness of the book. I'm your boy, Al Mega. Thank you for tuning into Comic Crusaders. The outro tells you everything you need to do. But with the exception of this, visit our new comic book shop. Yes, folks, you can buy comic books from us. Thanks to Lucas Vecino, the king of spec from Drunken Chat and everything. You know what I mean? He opened up the comiccrusaders.shop. So you can get all your latest and greatest comic books from us. Yeah, support indie. All right. And of course, you could get awesome swag. I mean, it looks just as cool as what he's wearing, but it's Comic Crusader stuff, all right? So you can visit us at comiccrusaders.us to get some awesome swag from us, okay? So after you do all that, just please, like, share, subscribe, and you know what? Review us. If you listen to us on a podcast, on the vidcast, drop us a review. We'd appreciate it. Adam, thank you again. Much love. This is Mega.
Thank you.
And we out. Later. Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.com and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.